Hey everyone, my name is Danilo Petrovic.
I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Denis Kudla.
I'm Evgeny Donskoy.
I'm Henry Laaksonen.
I'm Peter Torebko, and you're listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Hey, welcome back, tennis fans. This one is for the next gen. This is the youngsters that have been fighting it out all year long to try and get into this tournament. It's not the real ATP Tour Finals. This is the one fought out by the youth of today. JG, are you happy with who we have in the next gen this year?
Of course, I'm happy. I feel like it could have been better if we didn't have some of the withdrawals. Some notable ones being Brooksby, wasn't it? We had Sinner withdraw. Was there another one as well?
Reigning champ, wasn't he? Sinner as well.
Yeah, I think it's just them two.
Brooksby,
and
sad that he's not going to be in
and
it.
Felix as well. Felix,
yeah, they was the big one.
They're the three big ones, and I'm a bit disappointed. Particularly Brooksby, I must admit. I think he could have really gone and done something special at these finals. We know we've watched the event the last few years. We didn't get it last year, but the year before, Yannick Sinner was just incredible. He won it on that occasion. It's the first time I really got to see Fekina. And we know what he's done since. He's been quite impressive. So this is a good chance for a lot of people to have eyes on some of these challenger players who we have watched quite a bit of, and not necessarily the whole tennis crowds. And the ones I'm really referring to are Baez, Sedendolo, Rune, and a bit of Nakashima. I feel like the other guys, we have seen quite a bit. Most recently, Hugo Gaston, what he was able to do in Paris.
Yeah,
he's definitely made a name for himself. Carlos Alcaraz, I think he is definitely the biggest name. Don't understand anything about him. Sebastian Korda, he's done a lot on the ATP tour. And it's obviously Musetti, most notably against Djokovic, when he was, 2 sets up. So they've all done their pieces, I feel. And there's a few of them who people haven't seen. And looking at the two groups, I feel like maybe we'll get onto the group. We'll just get the groups up.
All the group. There's the first one to have a look at, Group A. It's not in any particular order here, but we do have Alcaraz in this group. We got Nakashima, Juan Manuel Cerundolo, and Holger Rune. And really strong group, isn't it? This Group A. For hard court, I'd say, Alcaraz has looked ridiculously good so far this year on hard court. And Nakashima, I'd say, probably a close second. The only person I'd say we don't get to see much of on the hard court is probably Cerundolo. But it might be interesting to see how he gets on against these other guys. We're so used to seeing him on the clay courts. I think he can still do it. He's only 19 years old, so he's got still a lot of growth in his game yet. It's exciting to see him there, though.
Well, I know we spoke to his brother the other day, so that podcast will be coming out soon. And he won I think he won a challenger on hard court. Not sure if Juan Manuel's played much at all, but Alcaraz is the real standout in this group. He's going to be the number one seed going to the next gens. I am struggling to see he doesn't advance from this group.
Yeah.
And listen, my initial feeling is this. I think Nakashima could struggle a little bit.
Why?
I think he is. I think Holger Rune advances as well. I'm going to cut straight to it. The two I'm going to put him through in this group is Alcaraz and Rune. I think Cerundolo and Nakashima is going to go out. The obvious two would be on the hard courts, Nakashima and Alcaraz, but I don't think it's going to be like that. I think Rune is going to do him.
I don't know. I'm not so sure, to be honest. Nakashima, he's had a much better year, I'd say, than Rune. And obviously, he's just coming off the back of winning a hard court challenger in Brest. Obviously, didn't even drop a set in that whole entire tournament. He got to, before that, he got to the quarterfinals in Antwerp as well, obviously losing to Diego Schwartzman. But he's still beating some good players, beat Alex de Minaur there, Herbert as well, decent player. So I don't know, Nakashima, we did a pod about him for a reason. I just think
that's true.
He is going to be a hard court specialist, and that is well, ultimately he's from America, and they are good on the hard courts. I think Rune, he's good on, it seems, everything. But
Mate, he's good on hard courts as well. I think you're
yeah,
dismissing the fact he's just won a challenger.
I'm
He's
not.
just won Bergamo,
I'm
beating
not just.
Chemical in the final, beat Molkan in the round before, Damien Zmer, Haransky, and Borje. I'm telling you what now, Ben. Holger Rune advances from this group.
Not for me. I'm going to be going Naka. Brandon's my lad. I can't get off the Brandon train. I'm going to stick on it. I'll be going for
So,
Alcaraz.
is it fair to say that Alcaraz? I know we've got Dan Del Castro saying Alcaraz feels like a bit of a ringer here. His level's already top 10. It doesn't feel fair. I agree, because I think he is just so much superior to a lot of these guys. He's playing with the very best at the moment and doing well while doing so. Beat Tsitsipas at the US Open recently. Berrettini, didn't he? And just been playing great. So I think it's just a different level he's been playing at. Sedandolo, as much as we both love him, probably me a little bit more. I just don't see him. Listen, he plays challengers on the clay courts, really good in them conditions. I'm not sure how he's going to deal with this in some weird format, but I'm wishing him well. Don't get me wrong. If he can get through, I'll be cheering him on the whole way. But really, my two are Alcaraz and Rune. I think Rune, I've just said some of the players he's recently beat. He's had an amazing year. He really has. And we was even talking to Francisco the other day, and he said the one player he would watch, Holger Rune, on tour, he's one of the best. He's such a good young player, and he's expecting him to have a real good sort of breakout year next year.
Yeah, he's one of the, I'd say, obvious choices. People have been speaking about him for the past few years, and for him, I think the surprise is that he's doing it already. I think people probably thought that it might take slightly longer for him to establish himself, but I think it's going to be a toss-up for me between Nakashima and Rune for the second spot. Who knows? Is Alcaraz going to be recovered from his little blip, let's say, against Hugo Gaston, where he lost 7 games in a row and ended up losing in straight sets to Gaston from 5-love up? And this isn't the same format, so don't think that this is going to be, he's going to win 6-love, 6. This is completely different rules. They play. It's first of 4 games.
I think this is a good cue. Let's actually go through the rules. I think we've jumped straight into the groups, but let's have a look at the rules, and then we'll go through the second Group B afterwards. But as you were saying, shorter warm-ups. I can't really read that, so I'll let you do it.
I know I tried to find a better quality one. To be honest, there wasn't a better quality one, but the way it's going to work, it's a first of 4. It's best of 5 set matches as well. There's no ad scoring. Free fan movement. I like the fact they've added that one in there, so fans can move around if they want to, and there's no stop and play. Live electronic line calling. They've got a shot clock, a video review, and towel racks. It's good to have that in there as well. I've noticed.
The key for this Next Gen Finals, for people who don't know, is they're trying to make tennis appeal to the wider audience, the younger audience.
Yes.
And by doing so, they want to make tennis shorter. So there's shorter warm-up. So there's no longer 4-minute warm-ups. That's only going to be 1 minute, which I think is quite a big difference, if I'm honest.
Yeah, a lot.
I'm not sure if I agree with that. Courtside coaching. So we're going to have coaching. I know you'd like that. I don't agree with that either. Net cams, that's great.
Yeah.
Limited medical timeouts, brilliant. Only 1 per match. Time bathroom breaks, max 3 minutes. And you get an extra 2 minutes if you want to change a tire. The clock's ticking. I like that as well. It's just the others not so keen on, if I'm honest.
You said if you want to change a tire, like in Formula One.
I
heard it wrong.
Change a tire.
Yeah. Change your clothes. It's not a tire. I get what you mean. But yeah, they're the rules. I think it makes it slightly more challenging, obviously, because I know we've seen all these other types of formats being played. We've seen UTS. We've seen people beating other people who wouldn't normally beat. And we've saw Sinner in this one last year winning matches that you might not have had him winning normally. And he just did it in impressive fashion in last year's Next Gen. We could have somebody become a breakout star from this tournament who haven't been even doing that. Who knows? Maybe this is Nakashima's style of play. He might come out of this tournament smelling the roses. Who knows?
Well, I've already said my piece on that, and I'm going to stick with who I said. I think Holger Rune, he's going to do it, Ben.
Yeah, well,
and Alcaraz is going to be my number one. So go back to that group, and we'll just give the clarification. Group A, I'm going to have Alcaraz winning the group, and then Rune coming second.
Yeah. Well,
I'll even go as far to say this: Sedandolo is going to come third, and Nakashima is going to come last.
For me, it will go. Unfortunately, the clay court. Well, he's played no hard court matches this year, Cerundolo.
Yeah.
So 0. So that's the only reason that I'll put him in 4th position in that group. And then it surely has to. I mean, we might get shocked. Who knows? Alcaraz might go out and Rune and Nakashima might go through. We don't know. It's a different format. I'll be going Alcaraz, Nakashima, though, in this group with the 1 and 2.
Moving on to Group B, we have Sebastian Korda, Baez, Musetti, and of course, Hugo Gaston. We know what he's done recently in Paris. This is tough. This is really tough. I think this is the
closer.
It's the harder group to call, in my opinion. You can make a case for a lot of them. The one thing I would say, out of them 4 names, Musetti right now is in the worst form. He's the one guy I'm looking there, and he's just not been in great form. Baez been on fire. Korda, he's been pretty good the last tournament, but before that had a bit of an injury concern. And Hugo Gaston doesn't need an introduction. He's been in scintillating form.
The only thing
crazy.
The only thing I'd say with Baez though is when did he last play on hard courts? And this is the thing. Like I think it was US Open. He won a couple of matches in the qualification. Went out to Chris Eubanks in the final round of qualification. Very close though. It was 8-6 in the 3rd set tiebreak. So came super close to getting into that US Open main draw. I don't know. This one's a bit of a toss-up for me. I think Gaston's coming into this in some incredible form. So is Korda, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'd have to agree with you that Musetti and Baez are the ones. Well, Musetti's not been in good form, and Baez has been the one who's been in form.
And I'm really excited to watch a Baez match in these conditions.
Yeah,
of course, it's 1st to 4. I know people were just asking in the thing. It is 1st to 4, no ad scoring, and it's going to be best of 5.
Yeah.
So best of 5 sets, 1st to 4 games.
First match is Musetti Baez as well. So that could be a real telling one in this group. You'll find out how Musetti's form really is. I mean, he lost 2-1 to Duckworth, and Duckworth was playing pretty well, to be honest.
Not too bad. Yeah, Cam's trying to stick up for him here, and fair play. Musetti beat Ger and Pule and took a set of Duckworth and Gaston. So
exactly. I mean, I don't
think it's not been that shambolic.
It's high level, and you got to remember
we expect a lot more because it wasn't too long ago we were talking about him and Alcaraz in sort of the same bracket. Alcaraz since then sort of pushed on. We can't say the same about Musetti.
But yeah, I totally agree with you. I just think since that Djokovic match, just something's happened, and I'm hoping that he'll find his soul again, and he can get back on the tour and playing some of his best tennis, because we know how dangerous he is as a player. It's got to turn around at some point. Maybe the start of the next clay court season. Who knows? I'm hoping it'll be before then, though.
So in this group, how are you calling it?
In this group, I mean, I'd have to. The one problem I have here is just going on recency bias. Is we all know Gaston's good, but we're not in France in the Next Gen Finals, and we know how good he is in France, and he's not been that great away from France. So Gaston, I'll have a quick look down. I mean, he's only been playing clay court events pretty much. And the US Open was the last time he played a hardcourt one. He beat Victor Priva and lost to Bemelmans. So it doesn't fill me with confidence, really. I mean, he's played well in Paris, and he did beat Musetti there. Oh, God, it's a tough one. Based upon form, I'd have to say Korda wins the group. That would be my...
Yeah, I'm going with the same win. I'm having Korda winning the group as well. Second, though, is tough. I'm probably not going to pick Baez. for second. So it'll be between Musetti or
I'll
Gaston.
go Musetti. I think I'll go Musetti just because I'm wanting him to do well here. I think Gaston's the obvious pick due to form, but I think Musetti, I think he can do it if he really believes in himself. Maybe the format will suit him.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to go Musetti as well. And a large reason for this is the hype we've been giving Musetti Alcaraz for a while now. And how great will it be we get them in the semis? Because if Musetti does finish second, we'll get the Alcaraz Musetti semi-final.
That's true. Yeah, I think Anthony's in the chat saying Gaston should bring the mob with him. I think that would help.
The one thing I would say, the free movement of people won't affect Gaston at all, but it could affect Musetti. I don't think he's going to like that.
No, I don't think so either.
He can be easily rattled. If he sees people moving around, they could phase him. But you've got to remember another thing. One big thing we've not spoke about is where it is. Milan. Musetti in Milan.
Yeah.
The Italian crowd moving around, cheering for him. I think they're gonna force him through. And I'm telling you now, Corda's going to win the group. Musetti's going to come second. And that is going to be the deciding factor. Gaston, with the crowd against him, is not the same player. And Baez, predominantly clay quarter, he could struggle a little bit.
Yeah, I mean the seeding for the whole event: Alcaraz #1 seed, Corda #2 seed, Musetti 3, Nakashima 4, Juan Manuel Solondolo 5, Sebastian Baez 6, Holger Rune 7, and Gaston in 8th. Good to see 2 Argentinians in there, though.
Yeah, that is good. Listen, Solondolo could be a real surprise package.
Yeah,
here, but
I hope so.
We'll get onto our dark horses at the end because I will save them for that. So now it's semi-final time, Ben. And in the semis, I have Alcaraz and Musetti. And the other one, I've got Corda and Rune.
Yeah. So we got Alcaraz and Nakashima for me. As my one's going through. So I've got Alcaraz versus, the same, Musetti and Corda Nakashima at the All-American clash.
Yeah. So how would you see your semis going?
I mean, the obvious pick really for this. I mean, this tournament is sort of there for Alcaraz, I think. I don't know what. It's hard to look past him really based upon the year that he's had. I think that even if he's got the crowd against him, I don't know now, actually. Even if he has the crowd against him, maybe
you need to take that into consideration. He's come out and said he struggled so much with the crowd against him. Against Gaston, which he's avoided, by the way. We should add that he's avoided him in his group. Never know, could draw him in the semis or the final. But in the group, he won't have to play Gaston. He was, 5 games up?
Yeah, 5-love.
And lost the set.
Yeah, it was shocking. I was really surprised that he just let it slide like that. I didn't.
So that's something to take into consideration when all the crowd were with Gaston. They're going to be like that with Musetti for sure. They'll be cheering on Musetti over Alcaraz. Could that get in his head slightly? It's another factor. Regardless of that, in that semi-final, I will be putting Alcaraz through to my final.
Yeah, I think I'll be the same. I can't see in the form that he's in that he could trouble him. And then from the other group, I would be having Corda versus Nakashima. I think I'll go Nakashima. I think this is going to suit. I think this tournament's going to suit him. I don't know why.
It's funny how we're so different. We're so different, our opinions on Nakashima for this one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just there's something about just the setup of this tournament that I think is going to suit him, and I think he's going to like the fast style of play. I think he's going to like how quick everything's moving along. He's a type of player who sort of hits the ground running, and I'm hoping.
This, you know what you're saying is the exact reason I'm putting Rune through.
Okay,
I feel like he's someone who could do that as well. I think he's going to the fast style is going to suit him. In fact, I'm going to have him beating Corda. I'm going to have Rune Alcaraz for my final.
And I'll have the 2 guys there, but they'll have to play each other to start, and it'll be Nakashima, Alcaraz. So they'll have to play each other in the final as well. Oh, that'd be interesting. There's part of me that thinks that Nakashima might lose the first one, but he might win the second one. I don't know. Is there something? I don't know. It's a bit of it's a real tough one to call.
So you're saying Nakashima wins the whole thing?
You watch, he's going to do exactly what you said. If I say that, it's him. He's out straight away.
Makes me
But
look
yeah,
good.
I'm going to go Nakashima wins the whole thing.
So Nakashima wins the whole thing. Mine's Rune Alcaraz, and I'm going to be going Alcaraz to win it. So the number 1 seed gets the job done, wins the Next Gen Finals, and follows in the footsteps of Yannick Sinner. I feel like they could be on a similar trajectory. And if they are,
as well.
yeah, and Tsitsipas as well, then that would mean that potentially Alcaraz could be in the top 10 next year. They seem to all be doing that after winning.
Yeah.
If they can win a Next Gen, they sort of push on to, doesn't have to be, but around the top 20, top 10. So on that basis, I'm going for him to do something special and win here. He's leaps and bounds above a lot of these. No disrespect, but Rune's the one I'm really sort of calling as a real like watch out for him. He could do something special and get to the final. We've got here the afternoon matches. Nakashima $7. That looks great. And below it's going to be followed by Alcaraz Rune. So that is my final, which we're going to see
first
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. So that one's there.
Yeah.
They start tomorrow. Yeah. These are the times, I believe. Oh, just bear with me. I'm just going to put on. So these are the evening matches as well. We got Corda Gaston to start us off. And then Musetti versus Baez as well as the last match of the day. That is, I believe, the time in Italy that they're showing there. Is that correct? Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
UK time, it will be the first match at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Second match estimated at 2:30, and the evening session starts at 6:30 in the evening UK time, and the second match around 8 o'clock. So. Okay. Just to give you an idea.
And just regarding dark horses, the way you can pick these, Ben, is it needs to be either 5, 6, 7, or 8 in terms of seeds.
I know who yours is.
So you can have Juan Manuel Cerundolo, Baez, Rune, or Gaston.
It's tough. I think I would say just as a punt then, I would throw, because I know you're going to have Rune as yours. I'm going to go Baez as mine.
Okay. Yeah, Rune is mine, but I would like to have. I'm not sure if this is allowed on the podcast, but I'd like to have a 50-50 split on my dark horse.
That's a weird one. There's so few people in this tournament.
Maybe I can't do that. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do then. I'm going to go 100%, and it's not going to be Rune. I'm going to go Cerundolo as my dark horse.
Nice.
I think I've said enough about Rune. In fact, I've got him to go into my final. But if it doesn't work out for him, I'm going to have everything on Cerundolo because, listen, he has won a lot of matches. And I know it doesn't make sense what I'm saying because he plays a lot of clay court and he's been winning there. And that's why I've not got him going through. But if it all clicks for him in this different format, he always finds he's got the ability to find a way to win. And at such a young age, I think that's remarkable. Playing against older people all the time on the Challenger Tour who are very experienced clay courters who have been doing it for a few years now, a lot of them. You got the very last, all the different ones. Who are they? Mine's gone blank.
You've got the other,
I was going to just say the
Delian, like people like that. Yeah,
Diego Monteiro.
Yeah, Colorini. Yeah, people like that. Yeah,
all them guys. He goes toe to toe with them and beats them a lot of the time.
Oh,
I think he's got that winning spirit, and if he can just find that here, he can go all the way and win this thing.
I think it's a real stretch. Just based, I want
him to be my dark horse, though. I want to put that belief in him.
Well, I hope you're right. I mean, on his record, it's just I just don't see hard court matches, and that's the only reason that I'm not going to be going to. If it was on a clay this next gen, then I would probably be all over him. But it's not, and he only played 5 hard court matches last year as well. So it's just it's few and far between on the hard courts. But fingers crossed, he's going to have to do it well at some point. Why not start now?
Yeah. We've got Anthony going for Gaston as a dark horse. Of course, that's a good one as well.
It is a good one.
I think let's just wait and see. We'll be watching them tomorrow. I don't think we'll be able to do any watch-alongs for some of the early rounds, but maybe we'll try and do the final, depending on what time. Maybe the semi as well. We'll have to see. We'll play that by ear.
Yeah.
But for now, we're going to wrap this one up. Big shout out to everyone who joined us. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and roll on the Next Gen Finals because I'm looking forward to it.
Come on. See you later.
Anything left to say?
Nah, mate. Let's wrap it up. We'll probably see you either tomorrow, next day. Don't forget, we got WTA finals there kicking off on Wednesday. So we'll be bringing you a preview of that probably tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. See you guys then.
See you then.